Well, welcome back. we Last video we glued up the violin, and I apologize it did ran out of battery, but we got most of it. You have the idea. So this is what it looks like when it's all clamped together. So today it's been sitting there for about a week, so we're gonna take the clamps off today. So we're just gonna take it like this, just take all the clamps off. No special order. Okay, we'll flip it over. Have quite a few clamps here. These ones are all homemade. Just a piece of doweling cut off. Some of them aren't very straight, but drill a hole in the middle, put a bolt in, and a wing nut, and a piece of leather. You could probably use cork too, but sometimes cork tends to stick with the glue. So then you're left with a piece of cork left on the instrument. And sometimes they're hard to get off, and the cork will peel off. So leather is the best. So we got a little bit of glue here. We're going to take a damp rag and run through it. And we'll do the cam clamps. And there we have it. We have the top, back, and ribs all glued together, re-glued. We're going to be cutting a new hole in the end pin, drilling a new hole, and then tapering it. And we're going to set the neck and make it fit. But we're going to wipe it down, try and get some of the excess glue off, and hopefully not ruin any of the finish. It looks got a little bit of character to it. So remember, we did repaired the peg box here and stained it. So it's kind of a reddish color. So I'm going to just try something. I'm going to take a little bit of this oak. And I'm just going to rub that on. Oh yeah, that's better. Give it a little bit of red oak. It kind of mellowed out the red out a little bit. So we're going to just let that go, and we'll let that dry. Okay, so welcome back. I told you when I took the clamps off we were going to try and clean some of this excess glue off. So I got some water here. It's not hot water, but it'll do the same thing. So I'm going to dip a rag, shop towel in it, and I got some on the top here. Water softens it up a bit. So I'm just going to go around, and also going to clean it. Just water. You don't need any cleaner. If you have to, you can buy cleaner. It's a special formula, and you can take it and it'll take off a lot of rosin. You have rosin stains or whatever from playing and not cleaning it off. It'll take it off. I don't think I have, oh yeah, I have a little bit Well, this is polish, so I have a little bit of polish. It comes in very, very small containers, so I don't have any cleaner left. So I was always told just to use water and give it a good rub. You don't push too hard, but you want to be able to get the stuff off. Now I've got a little bit of glue there. So I pretty much got the top done here now. So we're going to continue, and I'm just going to go around the edge, around the ribs here, and do the back too. A little bit of glue coming out. So yeah, so after that, then we'll continue on. Okay, we're going back to this old one again. I wiped down, I got a lot of the glue off. Of course, if you don't let it sit for a week, it's a lot easier, and if you use some warm water, hot water, the glue comes off easier, because high glue is activated by heat. So anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're going to clean out this, because I got some glue in here, so I'm going to clean this out, prepare it for the neck. Okay, so we're just going to clean some of this glue out. Some here. Just going to use a sharp chisel. Chisel it. Just want to make sure there's no glue in the corners. It's got a clean spot. Okay, so the next thing to do is get the neck. Okay, so I'm going to put the neck on like this. I've already cleaned this side of the neck. It's all been sort of filed down, smooth, cleaned out. So I'm going to put that in there. We want it as tight as a fit as we can. Okay, and we want to make sure it's square here, in line here. Okay, shouldn't be too bad because we just took it apart. So, but you never know, it might be out a bit. Okay, and it fits pretty good there. And so what I want to do is I'm going to get my template. So this neck is supposed to be a certain angle. Okay, and this is where the bridge goes. I can see where it was sitting there most of the time. So the bridge set usually start between the two notches in the F-holes. That's where your bridge usually sits. And right below it here, under the E-string, or just a little bit in from the E-string, is the sound post, which is not in it right now. I believe I took it out because I had the back apart, top and back off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold that in there, and I'm going to stick this on there. And this end of the template should hit the top. Now I'm doing this without, I'm right at the top here where the nut goes. So I'm holding. Now you see if I bring it in, it's going to hit the top. So I bring it out, it's going to get farther away. So you want to bring it right level with the nut on this side, in the center of the fingerboard. Now this is just a little bit out. So I think what we got here is right here where the top is on. It's got a little bit of a lip here on the top. So I'm going to have to chisel that down a little bit, take a little bit out, and so the neck fits down and it'll actually come down a little bit, and it'll be closer. So we're going to just carefully as you can see, we're working with the end grain of the top right now. So it's pretty hard. Now if you want, you can use, if you're very careful, you can use a sanding drum or similar on a Dremel tool. That works too, but you have to be really careful because the material comes off really fast. And you also don't want to take any of the end block out, because the end block is where the neck sits and it's glued to that end block. So I'm going to try and straighten this out. It helps if your chisel is really, really sharp. This might need a little bit of touching up here. Still just a little bit high there. Now you gotta remember, if you don't take this evenly down, straight across, then your neck is gonna sit off to the side when it's down flush. So you have to be careful with that too. Make sure that the neck sits flush in the proper space. High glue does not fill cracks very well. So it has most of its strength from being glued tight to each other, or two pieces. So okay, so we're gonna go on this side, gonna try and a little bit of a hump there yet. Sometimes if you tilt your chisel sideways and kind of go on and it kind of shaves it off, it'll work better. Pretty good there. Might have to touch it up a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to just try this again, see if we're getting close. So now you see, pretty close there. Boy, we're pretty close. We're like maybe 1/8 of an inch. We also look at the heel here where it reaches in here. See, it's a little bit it's not flush there with the heel piece, so quite possibly we need to clean this out. So there's a bunch of stuff there in the corner. So we're going to clean this out a little bit, make sure we have a nice fresh corner here. Now we also don't want to cut too much on the sides because we want it to fit fairly snug there. The snugger the better. It just takes a little patience. So we're getting pretty close there now. Yeah, it's getting closer there now. I've got a little bit of a rocker here, so we got somewhere we're not fitting very good. Okay, well, I'm going to keep playing with this and keep working on it. And when I get her set, I'll be back. Okay, so I have to tell you what I did here. So I'm fitting the neck onto the violin. So it's very important that it fits really snug into this V groove. I'm going to take this out. So what I did was I cheated a little bit. It's a little sloppy. I mean, you got to remember I'm repairing this. I'm not building it from scratch, so I'm just trying to make it sturdy. Make it so it's not going to fall apart or fold up. So if you can see that, there's a crack. See, we got some side play in the neck in that V groove. Okay, so what I did was I have some spruce here, and I made a little sliver. And if I look inside here, I'm missing a bit of wood in here, so it's right there. So what I did was I made this little sliver, and it's a little bigger on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in on this side, because that's where I want a little more strength. There's less there to glue to. So then I just push this in. With that little sliver in there. And that takes up the space in here. Now what I'll do is after it dries, I'll just touch that up with a little bit of stain, and it'll just disappear. See, I've got a few places here I need to restain just to clean it up. So we got just a wee bit of a crack here, but when I put the clamp on, I'm going to clamp it this way. And when I put the clamp on, that should suck it down enough. With the glue in there, the glue will make it slip a little bit, and that'll be much stronger, and it'll work a lot better. Give it a little bit of strength in there. That's the most stressful part in the violin is on here. So on the neck heel, some places they put pins in here. This has been repaired already. I think I told you already that somebody's repaired this. They put a piece in here of maple and attached it, dovetailed it in to the block. So that's good, because then I didn't have to do it. But that's a common thing for them to break off here, this button here, to break off where the purfling is, because it's thinner there, and all the stretching that all I have to do is hit the neck and it'll bust off there, and then the neck comes off. So then when you tighten the strings, it just folds up. It folds right in half. So anyway, so that's next thing we got to do is glue that together, and then we're going to let it sit and dry really good for a few days. So until then, talk to you later. Well, welcome back. Today we're going to put the neck on this violin that I've been working on here. Everything's had a chance to dry, and I cleaned it up a bit, give it a little bit of polish, looks a little better. But I'm going to leave it the way it is for the patina that's on there. It's a fairly old violin, so So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on here. I've got my glue soaking in the hot water. It's going to liquefy it a bit. And we're going to add this piece in here. So we're going to put some glue on first inside the V, and then we're going to lay that strip in there, and then put the neck in, put glue on both sides of the end of the neck heel and on here, and then we're going to clamp it with an F clamp, a cam clamp, and then we're going to wrap this rubber elastic. We're going to wrap it around the ribs like this and kind of hold that neck in against the bottom there. So to get started here, we're going to put some glue on it. We got some crusty glue here. Okay. Use a bit of this glue. It's a little dried up in there. Okay, so we got rid of that. So we're going to put a little bit of glue in on the neck here. Well, actually, let's do the other part first. I'm going to put some glue on there. Then I've got my brush, and I'm going to just brush that into all the corners. Make sure we get good coverage. And I'm going to brush the button here. I'm going to put just a little bit more on there. Won't hurt if it squeezes out. It just means you got good coverage. So make sure you get into all the corners. Okay, and now I'm going to put this in. Now I made it a little bit thicker on one side to make up. There's a little bit of a hole there, so we're going to put a little bit of glue on here. Oop, that's lots. So we're going to put some glue on here, coat the strip. Okay, thick side down. Okay, I'm going to push that in. Okay, and next we're going to do the heel. I don't know if you remember, but someone had put a screw in through the block into the heel, drilled it in. So we're going to put some on the side too, because we want it to glue to the side. And then onto the block here of the heel. And we don't care if it comes out, we're going to wipe it off anyway after. So okay, so we got all that. Now we're going to just push that, slide that in. We got a damp rag here. I'm going to wipe some of the glue off. Okay. Okay, I'm going to wrap this around first because that'll hold it in, and then when I tighten the clamp down. Okay, so I'm going to bring it down to here, and then I'm going to stretch it. All the way around. So what I'm going to do is try and put it over top of this one. It's a little tricky here with only two hands. Pull it up to the side. Whoop! Ah. It's kind of tricky. Okay, try that again. Stuff that back on there. Maybe we'll go the other way. It might be a little easier. Okay, I'm going to bring it down past the bout there. Oop. Past that. Okay, so that should stay on there now. Keep going. Okay, and I'm going to just pull this underneath there, stretch it, pull it under the bout, and then just kind of just put it up in there, and that should hold it. Okay, so I'm going to make sure it's straight, that this was lined up here, the fingerboard with the center of the thing, so you just kind of have a good look at it, kind of line it up straight with that. Okay, and now we're going to put this clamp on here. Okay, we're going to push that neck heel against the button there. There, so we got that nice and tight. Make sure we're straight and we're just a little bit off. Pretty straight there. And we should have probably checked thing. I believe I checked it before, so we're pretty much right on, dab, right smack on there. So we're good for a height there. So we want to make sure we got the right bridge. It'll affect the bridge height. Okay, so I got some damp rag here, gonna just kind of wipe it out. Excess glue. And I got a little bit of glue on here, we're gonna wipe that down. Okay, I'm gonna just kind of push it down. As far as I can. Make sure she's straight. Right in the middle there. Should be good there. Okay. So that's all you need to do. Just wipe out the little bit of excess glue here. Put a little screwdriver on here and then wipe it out. On this side too. Okay, so we're good. Just a final check. You could also put a straight edge along here and kind of go by where it is along the F-holes. So if I go by that, it should be just about right in the middle. I think we're pretty close there. Yeah, I think we're good here. Okay, so that'll be it for today. We're gonna let that set up and dry. And a couple of days we're gonna come back and take the clamps off. So till next time, keep going at it. Welcome back. Last time we glued the neck onto this violin, and so we'll take the clamps off. And this one here, we're going to take the elastic band off. Okay, and we got just a little bit of glue on here. We can just either scrape it off or take a wet rag and wipe it down. Okay, so now we got just this little piece sticking out here, so I'm going to take a sharp knife. Let's look for a knife here. Take our X-Acto knife. And I'm going to just score it. So what happened was it got glued in here, which is okay. So take that off there now. Okay, so we're pretty good there. A couple pieces of some drips of glue there, so probably just wipe that down. So this is all done for now. I'm going to put this to the side, and we're going to put a coat of clear on the other one.